Alright, so we can get these fellas with this pattern here, starting from the 5-6. Okay, we'll just start from the 5-6, 5, 6, 7, root 2, and then into an S3L. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. All right, we've got the 6, and then to get the 2 and the 3 and the 4, that's going to be warped. Okay, so that changes the rules, because right now we're just looking at this part of the fret, this hyper fret here. All right, when you warp something over, then you can get it. So the 5 and the 2 would warp over, and we can get that with our pattern. Okay, so let's try one more time. It would be 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root, 6, 7, root. Then I'm going to do 7, root, excuse me, I messed it up. 6, 7, root, then 2, 3, 4. Okay, but warp, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. So we're just talking about the bottom 4 strings, because when you warp this over one fret, so the 5 will be there, the 2 will be there, and so on, they'll push the other notes over. You can get them with the pattern, but you can't get these with the pattern. So how are we going to do that? So that's how I decided to use a different pattern. Okay, so let's see. We got do some orange here. So what I'm going to do is look for this larger pattern that we have right here. It's called S3XL. Okay, and believe it or not, this pattern didn't come from nowhere. That pattern didn't come from nowhere. Okay, where'd that pattern come from? It came from the 7L. Now, I guess we'll have to, I have to show you where the pattern came from. This is the 7L. This is the pattern itself, okay? This is the pattern that we're talking about. We're going to implement this block of 3 notes, all right? So it would be, that's B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp. Okay, so, and of course that C sharp would be down a whole, so that would actually be 2 whole steps. That would actually be an A on your guitar. But just watch what I'm doing, do the intervals. Remember, you can start a song from any note, right? Somebody say, sing Frere Jacques from this note. Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques. No, sing it from this note. Frere Jacques. Well, now it sounds like you're on the second line. But what I'm saying is it's important just the intervals and the rhythm of what you're doing, not the exact key that you're singing the song in, although people do have to be on the same key all the time, or the sound has to match up. So, where were we? I'm explaining what we're going to do about not being able to reach those 3 notes. We've got the stack of 3XL embedded into what is the 7L. This is one of them, and then there's another one stacked on underneath it. Where did this come from? Okay, let's change colors again. All right, we'll go to some kind of green. Where did this come from? I didn't make the 7L to get these center notes. That's not why it was made. It was made because I was making pentatonic scales. All right, and the simplest pentatonic scale was this box here, stack of 3 short, and then this box here, stack of 2 long. Okay? So the stack of 3 short, you say this is like the bottom of a D shape. This is the top of a D shape. But this one's going to be warped over when it hits the warp. That gives the R the lead in the D-shaped chord. And the D-shaped chord would be like here, like a triangle, like an arrowhead. It gives the R the lead when the 5th string would be warped over. So I drew that one, and then I realized they were interconnected. They're interleaved like this. So this 7R5 from this S2L, this S2L, the label's over here, but there's like 2 of them. One's down here. This is an S2L. All right. Oh, actually, there's like almost 4 of them. I'm sorry. That's from the 7L underneath it. Okay. So it's this S2L that we're interested. How many of them are there in the diagram? There are 2 of them in a 7L diagram. Okay, so we have our 2 S2Ls, and then the 7 the 7 it means an S2L on top of an S3S. The L is an S3S on top of an S2L, giving it an L shape. This is long boy, and then the stem here, that's a 7 shape. So, and once again, then we could change colors a little bit. I don't know what color that is. That's it doesn't say. Hover over it, it didn't say. It looks like a reddish orange. So from here we're gonna outline the S3S's. All right, there's one. They're pretty long, but they're called stack of shorts because without the 4 and the 7, for just the pentatonic box, they're short. So that's where they got their name from. And the other S3S is right here. So that's really all a 7L is. It's an S2L, an S2S. Underneath that S2L is an S3S rather. Forming the 7, and underneath the S3S stack short here is an S2L forming the L. That's all the 7L is, stacked like this, interweaved like that, and lo and behold, on the inside of there, what was this stack of 3 extra longs that were in the middle right there. Lo and behold, after I drew it, I found out this was an interesting thing here that I could use. I thought at first to get across from one side of the thing to the other. Now it turns out it has I've advanced from there, and we have it, and we use it as an official, we're gonna put this over where it was. Okay. Why are we here and not here? Again, because we'll never get that 7 if the fret nut was there. There's just no string underneath. You can't get a string lower than that unless you unless you go like that. And we don't want to do that because then we'll lose the integrity of the tuning. So we got about a minute left. When I recognized and gave this little block of it's like a Mixolydian scale here and an Aeolian scale, kind of back to back, like kind of they're mixed like this, something like that. So what we got here is where is that? We want to include this into this scale so we can reach these guys. So here's 5, 6, 7. Here's root 2, 3, and here's 4, 5, 6. Okay, that looks vaguely familiar. All right, that do look familiar, doesn't it?